Yo, it's bro the moment. It's a big day for me. It's a blessing today. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, it's February 22nd, 2022. For the people that have never heard of today, I'm happy to be alive today. Happy to be alive today more than I've been happy to be alive most other days. But I mean, I think that's just what it is with the times. I mean, sometimes you just wake up and you're like, man, it's a great day. The sun is shining. But then it's just in rare days where it's a little cloudy for a few days, and you drive in your car, and everybody seems to have leather seats. And then you go into the ice cream shop, and everybody gets cookie dough sprinkles and hot fudge on this shit. It's a weird day for me, man. It's supposed to be payday today. Who the fuck has payday on Tuesday? But the money ain't dropped yet. Niggas tell me the money's supposed to drop, and I've been working President's Day weekend like a fucking slave. I've been working President's Day weekend like a fucking slave. I'm out here taking compromises, getting more hours, fucking doing what I can. I don't know, being experimental. And I hadn't, and I haven't, and I'm not saying this aggressively, and I'm not saying this angrily. I'm just taking it as it comes, and I'm back to bottom. $1.45. I've been here so many times in the past few months, but I feel like this time it's different. It's more optimistic than most hitting rock bottom. Just cause it's different when you got boba in your belly and it's spare ribs. It's gonna feel a lot different tomorrow when I come home from work and the check still ain't dropped. It doesn't make any sense to me. I see people were giving me tips all weekend. Working at the register. When somebody buys food, I'll look you in the eye and say, "You gonna remember the tip?" On God, bro, because it's like you walk around here. If you gonna come into the store, right? Right? This the thing about America. This the system. If everybody want to talk about the system, right? And I live and where I work in a conservative area. We want to talk about the system. We want to talk about pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Let's pay into the system. The system is y'all say y'all worked your way through college as waiting tables, but the only way you could do that is if you got tips. So how you gonna come into my store with the suit and the shoes and the beard oil and the fresh scent and the nutsack deodorant and all the bullshit, the bells and whistles, the Mexican wife, all that shit, and you got the nerve to tip $3? I don't know. People have been tipping, but I think this is kind of a good start for me, yo. People who've been following my channel, the last thing I probably posted on YouTube was that I was working at Target. I wanted to make a YouTube video like talking about the whole thing, but I basically quit that shit. Um, and like I definitely don't think that it's best. I don't think it's a good look for me to drop that video. Cause if I was to drop that video like instead of just dropping this podcast, like I think I'm gonna do, cause I'm gonna just drop the podcast on YouTube. Dropping this instead of that, I think it's just a much better idea. Um, because I'm not. I think I got to switch up, man. I'm at a crossroads. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I wake up every day with a new idea. Yesterday I want to be a plumber. Today I want to be a coach. Tomorrow I want to be a student. But one thing I know for certain, I hate work. But there's always like I don't want to talk about this, but it's like I always wake up with a new plan, man. I always wake up with a new plan, and I think that I could seriously see myself as an electrician. I could seriously see myself as an electrician. Like, what if I was up in your house changing the wires and shit, crawling around in your ceilings and shit? That's kind of a cool job, real superhero job. I hate how they always try to get you hip to the finer things of life, like this creme brulee boba. This shit is addicting. Fantastic, best drink I've ever had. IT dropped this shit some time ago. I've been reluctant to try new drinks. I'm reluctant to try anything new. I just think whatever I got working, it was a great combination. Sadly, that's not the case because everything must die at some point. Everything comes to an end. I'm kind of naive in that. I think that like I'm new to the fact that my actions have reactions, and that's kind of frustrating. But like creme brulee boba is like you get a dip into the finer things of life. You get that crunch in your mouth, no homo, and it's like an explosion of hot, crusty, melted flavor that you can only get for $8 to $10 at IT. Yeah, I said it, $8. I paid it $8 for a tall drink. This is the times we live in. I'm not complaining. It's a delicious drink. I think what it is you just got to be willing to roll with it more. If your account is at zero, that's just the price of living. And I always have this back and forth. It's like, well, this is just the price of living. Well, it's not. Well, like I hate what it is. I want to fight it, but there ain't no reason to fight the shit, man. But anyways, bro, working at Target, let me just tell you about it, man. Let me just tell you about it. Like when I made that video, I was probably only really just at the start of it. I was probably really only just at the start of it. And it was a lot going on in there, bro. It was a lot going on in there, bro. It was literally like, if you could take high school, nigga, and ball that shit up, nigga, and roll it down like a strike. It like, imagine if you could just take high school. That was a bad analogy. If you could take high school, right, and then take a piece of paper and then ball the paper up and shoot it into the trash can. That quickly, it's like that. It's condensed trash, garbage without the substance version of high school. It was high school without the high school. It was high school without the learning. High school without the fun times. High school without the football games, cause you didn't get a break in that bitch. It was like working at It was like them factories and movies, bruh. You wake up any time of the day, you gotta report to that bitch. And you sit there and it's like you see the whole world change around you, but your surroundings all change, all stay the same. And it's like that at every job, bro. I'm learning. It's just that, like, at that place, bro, it's like high school, but every nigga a teacher's pet. Every nigga a teacher's pet. I don't even know what people really even have to gain out there, though, because I'm hearing when I was working there, a lot of the shit that was going on, niggas were doing shit for simply just the name title. So, like, you mean to tell me that I thought you were the general manager here, but really, general manager doesn't even entitle you to a raise. So why are you so mad at me for just standing there and saying what's up to people as they come through the door? Like, you know what it is? And I'm just the type of person that truthfully needs more meaningful expression. I don't have any more meaningful expression at my new job, like flipping bagels, like as more as I did then. I mean, at least just like I get to move around and feel like I'm doing something, feel like I'm contributing to something. Like sitting there and watching homeless people steal and like chasing after black people and hiding behind signs and whispering in the radios and telling people to stop and asking for receipts and watching people get embarrassed because they're stereotyping and profiling, and you got to be the one nigga in the room full of Latinos and white people, and they got to look you in the face like you're master nigga. You're the master nigga. You the most niggas nigga. That shit got old quick. That shit got old. That shit made me feel old quick. I can't be the only one that feels more old nowadays, right? I say this a lot, bro. But I really do, Ted. I really do feel old. I really do feel old. I don't know what it is. Like, I think, yeah, youth really just is lack of responsibility. And that really is, like, we all fiend for that shit. I just got thrust into this shit. And it's like, I just do it. I got so much energy at the end of it. But it's like, when you start it, it's like, you feel like everything is all like a system of mind. It's all like a plot. And I didn't even want to come on to the podcast preaching. I didn't want to come on this shit talking about myself. I didn't even want to come on this shit and call the podcast. I really I was thinking like when I getting back into this, like I don't really want to talk about me anymore. I mean, just because everybody like, I'm not important. I'm not important enough for like to not necessarily that I even would to care about growing an audience, but it's like, why would I talk about me if I'm nobody? Why would I talk about me if I'm nobody? I'm thinking about that before. It's like the type of shit I think that I was doing before was almost like Facebook in the way where it's like I'm telling y'all about what I'm doing, like just keeping y'all informed because it's like all the time I don't feel like calling motherfuckers on the phone like, yo, this is what I did this week, this is what happened last week, and this is what's going on. I also think maybe I feel old because like I don't know, it feels like I'm not checking new things off the checklist. It seems like I'm pretty set in my ways. I don't necessarily like that. I think I think I'm getting more angry. I think I'm getting more angry. And 2K not the same, bro. It's like niggas don't be on 2K no more. And like I kind of miss the idea of like niggas being in a group. Y'all remember being in groups where it's like I don't know. I'm not romanticizing high school, bro, and I'm not romanticizing. I don't know. Maybe this is just pre-pandemic life. This is just something we could never get back. But who else? Who remembers the days where everybody would get into the car and link up with the sole goal was getting weed. And getting weed was a challenge. Getting weed was a challenge. And it wasn't really a challenge. It was really just a matter of picking up the phone and getting there. But the whole thing was a challenge. And it all felt like a brotherhood. And it all felt like everybody was doing something. I don't know. Like, maybe I just don't feel like I'm aligned to any sort of group or unit. That sounds kind of weak in me. That sounds kind of weak in me to say that I feel like I need to subscribe to some sort of system in order to feel some sort of purpose. But I kind of think that like this is just the world we live in. There's no reason to hate it, but it's like it's gonna manipulate your mind to 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 think certain things, and those things are real. So I mean, it's not even saying that like this is society making me think this and like rebuking against it. Like I do, like I can. There's no reason to because like you're gonna have to do it anyways. Um, I don't know, man. College is weird, bro. I don't know. I think like I kind of want to get back into it. I'm in it. I'm in it. I don't know why I want to transfer. I'm kind of in limbo. I'm just doing trig. I don't. There's no teacher. I don't know why there's nobody teaching my class. There's nobody teaching the class. Niggas just do the homework. You just do it. Um, and I'm realizing that just like the rest of y'all, bro, I'm upside. I'm molded by the media. I'm molded by the media. I was watching that nutty ass movie Taxi Driver. Shit got me doing 50 push-ups a day, bro. It's kind of gay that I started doing push-ups because of the way another person looked in the movie. Obviously, the transformation that nigga had in his body did not happen overnight. That shit did not happen overnight. But like, why do I have to see a before and after shot of a scene of a nigga to make me want to do it, bro? That's almost gay that I'm looking at someone else's body and it's making me think I gotta change mine or that I want to be like him. Because truthfully, I don't want to be like nobody. I just want to be a different version of me. Is that the same thing? I don't necessarily know. I don't. Steph Curry lit up the All-Star game last week. Fucking electric. Probably that third and fourth quarter when they were ramping it up. Halfway through the third quarter and the fourth quarter, it told me a lot about where the NBA is at right now. It showed me a lot about where niggas' heads was at. The whole night, no bullshit. Giannis and Embiid, them niggas weren't playing around. The whole night, them niggas wasn't playing around. The whole night, it seemed like Embiid was trying to put his ass on somebody. The whole night, it seemed like Embiid was trying to twerk on a nigga. The whole night, it seemed like Embiid was trying to give a nigga an African gene. I'm an African misfit. She under the table like Monica Lewinsky. You know what I mean? He was on that, I don't know. And Giannis just was up and down the court and between the legs and shooting threes, and the narrative is done, bro. That's just show me it showed me a lot about the NBA. Giannis and Embiid was turning up like they wanted MVP. Obviously, Steph Curry is an enigma. That nigga can do whatever the motherfuck he wants on planet Earth. And that showed you a lot about where he stands in comparison to niggas like Trae Young, in comparison to niggas like Garland, in comparison to niggas like Luka Doncic. He's above them niggas in terms of class, in terms of clout, in terms of respect, in terms of being a real nigga. It also showed me something about his wife. His wife was standing in front of him when 2 Chainz was standing in front of his woman. I'm fucking playing, bro. I'm bringing it back that old ass Aisha Curry shit, man. I be bad about this shit like that. I'm not that podcast, bro. I'm not the Alpha Male podcast. I've been thinking a lot about them Alpha Male podcasts, bro. I truly think those type of podcasts are a lot of the reason why I got off YouTube, because I didn't want to be preachy. I didn't want to sound like I was somebody that had it going on, and I didn't want to sound like I was somebody who was striving towards something bigger when it wasn't reflecting what I was doing every day. So like I started treating myself a lot more like a hypocrite, and watching RM Brown, bro, not even RM, but just watching like them type of alpha male videos in general, like before I deleted TikTok, before all that shit, bro. If you watch it with the TikTok music and shit, bro, you gonna see how cringe it all is, bro. When the song goes do 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 do. When TikTok play that one, bro, over a song, bro, you know you about to hear the cringiest shit you ever heard, bro. I truthfully think it's like it feels like nowadays everyone's trying to buy your attention and make themselves look cool. Obviously, everyone has said that. Obviously, I'm not the first person to say that. But I came to that conclusion myself, and I decided it would be whatever to share with you. Everyone's trying to buy my attention nowadays, and I'm nobody. So it just lets me know that, like, if you're trying to buy attention for someone who's nobody, you a fool. That just shows me the type of people that's putting out content. They all foolish. That's not the type of shit I need to subscribe to. Talking about exploiting others and getting it out of a bitch, and you know what I mean? It's almost pimpish, like Gary V and shit. Gary V is pimpish. Gary V is slime. I would never buy an NFT. I don't know why niggas were ever sold on them shits. When I first saw this shit, I was never sold on this shit. And like, I'm really happy that I was born where I'm at, cause niggas can't be mad at me when Bitcoin blows up. I never had the chance to buy none, bro. I ain't never had the chance to buy that shit, so like I missed the boom. I missed the boom. I was born at the perfect time, bro. I got so many excuses I could use at any point in my life. You know what I mean? And that's almost what they want you to think. The alpha male channels, they want you to manipulate excuses in your, or not even manipulate excuses, but like identify the excuses and then blame it on the fact that you lack as a person. I mean, that sounds very convoluted. But take this for example. Excuse for me would be that I lived in a pandemic. They gonna say the pandemic was nothing. You should have risen above the pandemic. You should have started whatever. You should have exploited whoever. You should have bought whatever. And that's really all it is, just meaningless shit. The only thing I can say that I've gained from being off social media is just a better attention span. Just a better attention span, truthfully. Like, when you on TikTok, bro, and you scroll and you watch them clips every day, them 15, 20, 30-second clips, you become king back, my nigga. We see that nigga on Netflix, that's the last motherfucker we ever want to be. But you making 15-second clips, you look just like that nigga in that half-ass buzz cut he was rocking for so many years. That little bright fade. That shit is sass. That shit is all sus to me. I was trying to pick up books for reading and shit in school and shit, and I can't even get 15 pages within the book. This is not no excuse. But the reason why I failed high school, bro, the reason why I failed college, bro, I never failed college. I never failed high school either. But the reason why I struggled in both of those arenas in my life, still being a college student, is all because of the phone. If no one had ever given me a phone, if I had never been hip to what a phone is, if I had never been on the internet to figure out what a phone is, you niggas would have seen me build a fucking rocket ship by now. If I didn't know what a phone is, bro. Ever since I've been off the phone, I think about everything. I think about nothing and everything. I just think that the fact that I could sit down and read 30 pages from a book and acknowledge that 30 minutes has passed by and I'm not itching to grab at something, I'm not scrolling for nothing. You niggas are going to delete the app on your phone and be looking for ghosts. Y'all gonna be looking for ghosts when you open the screen back up, bro. Cause it ain't gonna be there, bro. But it's like once you get past that, once you get past like the second week, and it's like the crust fades from your eyes. I'm not gonna be the alpha male channel. I'm doing the alpha male channel shit now. I'm directing you on how to do shit, and that's not who I'm trying to be. I didn't want to be any of this. I didn't want to be any of this. I don't want to be a guru. I don't know what I want to be. I personally think I'd be a great guru. I think I personally give decent advice, sound advice. It could sound wacky. It could sound like whatever you want it to be. It could sound like gospel. It could sound wacky. But I don't think that that's necessarily me. I'm just rambling now. I ain't been on this shit in a minute, bro. It seems like everything's so disconnected these days, bro. Ooh, it's raining. It hasn't rained in like weeks. You know, this isn't quite real rain. I just saw a few droplets hit my window, but rain is a symbol of hope. Rain is the washing away, bro. Rain exposes all the faults in the earth, bro. Because the rain is gonna show you which pothole is gonna fuck you over. You're gonna see the puddle from a mile away. Your car is gonna reflect right back at you. The rain is gonna show you the flaws in your house. The rain is gonna wash the dirt off your car. Yeah. The rain passed over me. A lot of times, like, I feel like I don't really know who I am. Like, am I me or am I just a reflection of who my parents really wanted me to be? You know, I thought that I had evolved past religion in my life. Um, in high school, like, in junior year, probably senior year, probably I came to like at the time what I would call a realization, like like God's not here. There is no God. I'm God on earth. And no, and my beliefs on that has definitely changed. I still definitely think I am God on earth. Like, my stance on religion had really changed, bro. And it's like the shit that you know, the shit that you've been raised in, and what I'm getting at is like it's so ingrained in you that you can't stop it. The other day I was eating lunch, bro. I like growing up, we used to say a prayer before for every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Thank you, God, for this meal, for the nurseries of our bodies. In Jesus' name, amen. You notice how I didn't say nourishment. That shit goes off in my head every time I sit down before a meal. And it's crazy because I tell people all the time, I'm not that religious of a person. I really try to subscribe to myself, hold myself accountable. But this shit is ingrained in me. So am I really me or am I just the person my parents created at the end of the day? Like, being at work the other day, some Slavic lady came in and she wanted some bagels, but she didn't know, she had never had a fucking bagel in her life before. And there's a line all the way to fucking Zimbabwe. And this lady, like, she's coming in. She's never had a bagel before in her life. And she's like, please help me. Please help me. I'm like, yeah, I can help you. She's like, bagel, what's bagel? Tell me flavor of bagel. I'm like, all right, I can tell you the flavor. We got honey, wheat, sesame, poppy seed, blah, blah, blah. I'm high. I'm stuttering. I'm like, I don't know. And I'm sitting there, I'm talking to this lady for like 20 minutes back and forth. She never had a bagel. She told me the flavors. I told her all the flavors 5 times. And I ended up getting a tip for it. I ended up getting a tip for it because people just wait on me. Why'd I even tell that fucking story? I'm rambling, bro. I'm high. I think like I'm doing it. I'm being preachy. I'm being self-subscribey. I don't want y'all to subscribe to me. Like, I hope that like through my accident or preaching this, like y'all look back on what you're hearing and thinking and being like, this is him. He's not doing this on purpose. Let me just be me. Um, Let me just be me. Let me just do my own thing. DeMarcus Cousins signed a contract to the end of the year with the Denver Nuggets. That's the best news I heard today. What you realize is, bro, is that like you get on social media and the news that's really news will seep back to you, bro. By the grace of God, the information you need to know always trickle back down to you. DeMarcus Cousins being signed by the Denver Nuggets is probably one of the best moves that's ever been made in the NBA in the modern day. Because you pair Nikola Jokic, and getting back to what the All-Star game was showing us about who the top dogs in the NBA were and how the NBA is at this point in time, Jokic was laid back out there. I could tell, I don't even know if Jokic scored 2 points. Because I could tell Jokic was just out there getting a feel for everybody out there. Jokic brothers was trying to get a feel for everybody out there. Who do we need to jump? Who do we need to beat up? But Jokic was just looking at every nigga game. What's gonna be your flaw? Because the All-Star game really will show you a nigga flaw. Everybody think they're cool. All lights is on you. Some of these guys have never even had a camera that shiny in their face before. Nobody has seen some of this type of electronics, this type of equipment. All y'all got money, but none of y'all have been exposed in this way. And Jokic being Slavic, just like the lady in the store, is just sit back and just let it all come. Even if the bullshit is there, even if they make you wait 20, 30 minutes, you're going to get a profound response. My profound response happened to be $5. Jokic's was DeMarcus Cousins. He looked at the All-Star game. He saw the demeanor of niggas like Levine, niggas like Garland. And he like, yeah, they beatable. They don't want it. And then he looked at niggas like Embiid. He looked at niggas like Giannis. He saw these niggas are going at people in the first quarter. And they're mad. And then Jokic saw Kevin Durant, who wasn't there. God rest his grandmother's soul. But Kevin Durant is injured. That's weakness. He saw James Harden. James Harden trying to be like him, but James Harden can't put it all together. You can peep from the sidelines, but the sidelines not going to give you the same view of a nigga game as the court will. And a lot of people is acting too cool for school. Y'all get to your first All-Star game. You think because a few bitches threw some pussy at you, you get to stop hooping. You get to just play around. Niggas like Karl Anthony Towns. He won a 3-point contest, but then he come to the game and he can't get a bucket. Because it just shows how outclassed he is compared to these type of guys. And Jokic saw the news. I see the news that Jokic gets DeMarcus Cousins today. He tapped his guys. He said, we need a hitter in here. We need a dog who has been here before, done here before, and will enforce the type of shit my brothers can. The Jokic brothers, right? he's gonna put the type of leadership, the type of enforcement down that the Jokic brothers would have done back at Slavic, back at home, back in Slovenia, wherever Jokic is from. That's the type of shit that Jokic brothers was on. And he seen DeMarcus Boogie Cousins. He said, okay, we can get a guy who is just as good as me. So we can get a guy who's just as good as me for 95% off of the price. And And he cashed that check. Also shows you a lot about LeBron James. You notice the year he won that championship, that Mickey Mouse ass ring, and Boogie carried them as a leader from the sidelines and pushed them to that ring. He felt threatened by that shit. And Rondo and Boogie had to go. And looking back at the All-Star game last night, that showed a lot about LeBron, his pride. The way he called himself a king. The way he put a lion logo on all his old shit. You notice how he don't put the lion now. Because he don't want the pride to be the first thing you think of when you think of LeBron James. Because he like to act humble now. He like to push humility. But the truth about LeBron James is the same truth that's always been. That nigga's a fraud. That nigga is a fucking fraud. What I saw in the All-Star game was a man trying to play too high above his potential. A man that's too many years past his prime. And Steph Curry is doing, what Steph Curry did was what LeBron wanted to do, because Steph Curry is in the perfect time, the perfect place to be doing something like that. LeBron James should be doing arts and crafts with Bryce Maximus. That nigga should be running Twitch streams with Bronny. That nigga should really reevaluate what he really had going on. Because if you hit the front of the rim as many times as that nigga hit, and I haven't watched many Laker games this year, I'll be completely honest. The local games on my channel are all Warriors games. Now, if you hit the front of the rim that many times on your jump shot, all it is your legs are shot to me. And that nigga's vegan, bro. There's no excuse. That nigga LeBron is damn near vegan. What excuse do you have for your legs to be shot in All-Star Weekend? You're not even supposed to be trying to go this crazy. I have never seen a nigga miss so many layups in what's supposed to be a charity basketball event. It was almost as if he was going out there with something to prove, because he knows his time is ticking. And when you have a narrative to push, just like all these organizations, all these people that we're seemingly against, they're going to throw a brick after brick after brick after brick. They're going to throw a brick after brick after brick after brick. Every single time, bro. Young boy come at Dirk today. I don't know if y'all saw that. Young boy come at Dirk today. Less than 24 hours after Dirk drops his diss on Young Boy. Now, Dirk drops his diss on Young Boy, right? He says a few subliminal bars. He says whatever. He does whatever Lil Baby butt fucks him and whispers in his ear during sex. You know what I mean? And I don't take, I mean, and like, I don't, as a YB fan, like, it is what it is, bro. Personally, I don't dig up the old clips. Fuck it. I said it, bro. Fuck it. Why? He say he do whatever Lil Baby say, bro. Drop a few subliminals. Man, I put the blicky on him. Like, he literally is rapping like it's a King Von song, but he says, don't diss my cousin. You're dissing that nigga by making a song using his flow to get at somebody else who's getting at both of y'all. Because that don't make no sense. You just disrespected your whole family at that point. And I think King Von didn't deserve that as an individual, personally. I personally think King Von didn't deserve to have his name splattered in the dirt like that. Young boy attacked him. Yeah. Young boy attacked that man. He said his name. He did whatever. And how quick he was to respond. It's almost like it's almost like the relentlessness that I saw from Nikola Jokic and being almost a spy on the All-Star game last night. And I'm going to harken back to this. LeBron James just showed how desperate he is for power. He feels as though he needs a fucking All-Star game trophy to chase Mike. Now, when has a nigga ever needed a damn near a participation trophy? Because a lot of them niggas aren't even really playing ball. A lot of them niggas not even really playing ball out there, bro. Yeah, I said it. A lot of them niggas not playing ball out there, bro. And you do all that shit for a participation trophy? They show a lot about you, bro, and a lot about clutch. A lot of news was going around at the trade deadline. I'm not an NBA reporter. But LeBron is mad at the Lakers front office. Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, whoever's there now, that they didn't make a move for John Wall. Whoever the fuck. Now, I think John Wall would be great in the Lakers uniform. I think John Wall will show LeBron just how to win another ring. Because I just think Wall ain't never had the opportunity that Westbrook and LeBron have been given. And he made the best out of it. And LeBron was mad. And he tried to use his muscle, Clutch Sports, LLC, to do all the pushing and the talking and the fighting and the shoving. He's upset. That showed me a lot about that. Because in the All-Star game, when LeBron knew there's nothing I can do, and I don't want to lose this game in my hometown, I got to make the game winner. Like, I'm going to try to make the game winner, but I ain't going to be able to do what these other niggas are doing tonight. Embiid got 30. Giannis got 30. I'm going to delegate to my man Steph like I delegate to Rich Paul. Somebody has to do the work for me. Somebody has to do the work for me. Just like he need Dwayne Wade to do the work, Rich Paul going to need to do the work. I need to delegate. So in the game, LeBron is like, I see him damn near go like 1 for 7, 1 for 8, 2 for 10 to start the game. And then he give it to Steph Curry. Now he want to pass to somebody else, and Steph Curry gets hot. He's pulling. He's tweaking. He's showing his ass. He's showing his ass. Right? Really? And it saddens me how y'all refuse to just see what's so blatantly staring you in the face. Everything in the media is fraud. Even a game like basketball, where you can't fake movement, you can't fake dribbling the ball, you can't fake contact at the rim, you can't fake the shit. But it also shows you that you can't fake the narrative you're trying to push, bruh. We can see through all that shit through your game. We see who's actually competing for the championship this year. We see where Trae Young legitimately stands in comparison to his competitors. I don't know why everybody fears his 3 balls so much when it's so goddamn inconsistent. It's just as inconsistent as Luka's shit. It's just as inconsistent as Luka's shit. And it showed that nigga's lob dependent. You take away his big man, that nigga's not John Stockton. He's a bum. You take away his big man, he's nothing. You take 20 shots a game and half of them is threes, you gonna hit 4 or 5 of them. Oops. It also showed me a lot about what the NBA thinks about D'Angelo Russell. That damn near 20 and 10 isn't enough anymore. Dread taking past your legs not enough anymore. Cold game not enough anymore. You gotta get a commercial and sell out. This is what happens when you play with Karl Anthony Towns. That nigga try to get you on the video game so damn much you forget you even want to hoop. I know that rookies only get the spotlight because they're rookies, but I have not heard too much from Anthony Edwards this year. I haven't. And that says a lot about the niggas he's playing with. It says a lot about why Jimmy Butler left. It says a lot about why I'm talking about it right now. A wise person once told me, bro, if your boss doesn't say anything to you, you're doing something right. Because they're not giving, you're giving them no reason to speak to you, giving no reason for them to pull you into your office. You're a success. We talk about them niggas like they gonna do something. It's sad. The world is like, once you get in your own bubble, it's hard to get out. Once you get in your own bubble, it's hard to get out. Like, I want to sell my car, right? I want to sell my car. It's like, once I got my car, you in the car ownership bubble. And getting out of the car ownership bubble, as a person that ain't making too much money, it's a tough bubble to pop. It's a tough bubble to pop, right? And I go and offer up, right? You see nothing. You see nothing, but you go in the car. I mean, it's the game you play. You gonna offer up. You see salvage title. You see mechanic. You see mechanic's choice. You go to the dealership. You see $5,000 in extra fees. Nobody's out for your best interest. I'm thinking I just need to build a car. If y'all want to build a car, tap in with me. I think that would be a fun science experiment. I think we'll all eat off that. If we were to build a car like legitimately, I think that I think if we were to legitimately build a car, I think people would take notice. We would get into MIT or some shit. We just built our own car like that guy in Africa. We just make a solar power. We tell niggas we Elon Musk. It's so funny. I was I was off podcasting when all the Joe Rogan shit happened. But it just shows me how quick you niggas are to defend the racists. I'll let no white boy say nigga and try to justify the shit. I'll let no white boy say nigga and try to justify the shit. I'm sorry, it's never happened to me. The only time a white boy called me a nigga was in 7th grade. I was playing lacrosse with Nick Fitzhugh and Ryan Hall. They could put this on Soul. They could put this on Soul. Anybody who was on my Head Royce 7th grade lacrosse team could put this on Soul. We was playing a game out probably in like Athenian or something, probably like Brentwood, somewhere out the way, bro. Northern California. We playing some game out there. Some white boys seen we put 20 on the board, 20-3, because when we started the team, when you start a team in middle school, it's new division. They just put you in like 7C. So they put you against JV competition. So we 8th grade varsity squad just throwing haymakers on motherfuckers damn near. Putting 20 on people. And we putting 20, and this is my first year ever playing lacrosse. I'm black. So the only stick I picked up was a stick on the yard playing around. Like, I never once thought to play lacrosse, and I never once thought to play tennis. I mean, white boys play sports with sticks. If it ain't handing the javelin off, like, I never thought that I would even be picking up a stick. So, like, what the fuck am I saying, bro? So I'm at the lacrosse game, right? And the nigga I block the ball to saying, you know how lacrosse is, you play defense, there's attackers, there's defenders. Somebody comes in and I hit the ball out of his hand. He's trying to hit it. I play good defense. He goes, fuck you, nigger. My dad's at the game. Nigger? What? Man, I dropped the stick and dropped him. I got a legal hit because when you use lacrosse, you gotta hit it, and your hands have to be on the stick a certain way. I put my shit wide. I didn't drop the stick, my bad. I widened my hands up because you gotta have them close, almost like a baseball, you know? So you could like have control of the stick and not just, be hitting niggas with metal. I widened out and flattened that pussy. I put the bar to his stomach and drove him to the floor. I'll be damned, you call me a nigger. And Joe Rogan goes to the movie theater and calls you niggas monkey. And then y'all go online saying, well, y'all didn't look at the context, bro. Like, he said it in a joke. Like, he clearly felt bad afterwards. Like, what, bro? Like we just on the playground and shit. And I'm not no advocate for cancel, whatever, because that's all, I mean, these right-wing people say, cancel culture, cancel me, cancel whatever. But you niggas are hilarious to me. I was on the internet, like, I deleted YouTube for a time. Probably only, like, 2 days, I'll be honest. And I get back on YouTube after the Joe Rogan shit. I'm hearing, bro, everybody is saying, like, they changed their stance on that nigga. If a 30-minute clip comes out of you saying the N-word how many times, if you even think you comfortable to read the N-word off a book page in a class full of black people so boldly, bro, I think you need to really just look at your identity and really think about what you're doing, bro. Because there's no reverence for what you're saying, bro. I'm no nigga. Who is nigga? What is nigga? Nigga not even a real word. Nigga, there wasn't even niggas. Like, I don't get it. I would be damned if a nigga called me a monkey, and I'll let it slide. But this is just what y'all niggas on social media do. You niggas apologize for it. I never trust a social media star. And it blows my mind that people still be on Instagram every day, like reposting these people, like listening to song lyrics, like you niggas rich for what? I don't get it. I have a lot of fun, man. Anyways, I'm happy to be on here. I'm happy to be. I got a little distracted. I got a little preachy. It feels good to be back. It feels right. It feels like I'm making a turn. And in life, you don't take too many turns. It only really seems that way. And it's hills and valleys, and happy to be climbing back up the hill. Anyways, man, Boogie, welcome to Detroit. Shout out to Target. Fuck y'all niggas. I'm happy to be out. Shout out to the equipment. It still works. It's all here for me. Shout out to my hosts. They never kicked me off the platform. Shout out to YouTube. I'm fucking back. Shout out to Logic Pro. Them niggas always did my audio good. Shout out to me for waking up and smiling when I got work at 5 in the morning and I don't even really feel like I should be there, man. Shout out to the sun for spinning. The check gonna come through. My swag coming up. Denim Tears jeans coming in for the summer. I'm gonna look good. Shout out to Taxi Driver. I do 50 a day. 50 is schmay. Jack Ellis told me if I do sit-ups in about 2 or 3 months, I have a six-pack. And I'm gonna hold him to that shit. If I don't have a six-pack by the summertime, bro, man, y'all be damned, bro. But anyways, man, I love y'all. Spur of the moment shit. If y'all niggas hear from Keli, bro, tell that nigga to reach out for me. If you made it this far and you hear from that nigga Keli, tell that nigga to reach out to me, bro, because I've not heard from him in months, bro, and I'm trying to figure out what the deal is, bro. Word. Spur.